Alright, that took quite a bit of time, but I've got it all roughed out, I guess. It's finished in some areas. You know, these long stretches are finished. It's just when I get to about 3.5 to 4 inches from the corners that I've got to clean out. And so those little short areas that I did in here, they're going to be useful because that kind of establishes a baseline for me of where to go to clean up the corners. So some chisel work and some maybe some hand plane work. But there you see that piece right there is going to fit just like that. It ends up just almost perfectly flush. It's just a hair inside, but that's all right. I'm happy as can be with the way this has gone here. I got all my rabbets done here, and everything looks good. Now I'm working on these trim pieces, and I'm going to take this piece. I've got it cut long. I drew the approximate shape, and then I do a parallel line out here, and I'll keep checking the fit until I get it right, and then I can always cut the square end to make it fit. So that's what I'm going to work on next year. I'm just going to get my sanding station set up, and then we'll get those done. Alright, that's pretty close. You can see my line is way off here. So I'm glad I did it that way. I could maybe take a little bit more off the inside right here. Okay, I've got the 19-degree cut made on these at the peak here, and I was hoping to do this in 2 pieces, but it's going to take 3. So I'm going to take, and let's see, yeah, if I just stagger them about like so, I'll be able to get the piece I need here. Alright, we go from, this is the glue up that I did yesterday, and I had 2 of them. So I needed all this material to get this piece. I shouldn't say I needed all of that, but I could have shortened up these pieces a little bit. But anyway, that's what it worked out to be. So I spent the last few minutes shaping this one, and it fits really nicely. So now I just have to do the other side, and all I did was use my compass to scribe this line. Or no, I'm sorry, to scribe this line, and then traced, once I got this top shaped, I could trace the bottom arc right off the door itself. So my initial thing to do is cut this 19-degree cut here, which is, you know, parallel, and then just shape it up and go from there. Okay, all the sanding is done. I want to see how these fit. I also kind of did a light sanding on the glue lines, so those got blended, the pieces got blended together really nicely, and it looks like one piece. I think the thing we still need to be careful of is not to put a nail out here too far. Stay well back of this joint line. So that will go there, and that one fits there, and would look good. A little spring in it yet. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I think we're good. When we get this, when we put it together, well, we'll just hold it in there and tack these in place. I could take a little bit more off of this side here if I hold that tight. I think I'll sand just a little bit more off of this edge so that it falls in there rather than having to be pulled into place. There's the joint line. Just a little bit off of this edge, then we're good. I got my 3/8 bit in there. It's not fully down to depth yet. I'm going to make a pass on all these surfaces and then lower it down and then make one more pass, a final pass, in case I get any burning here or a small chip out. Now, to eliminate chip out, I am going to climber out, which is going the wrong way, but this wood has got grain running a lot of different directions, so I want to take and do it that way, and hopefully that will eliminate all the chip out. We'll see what happens here. I'm not too concerned about doing it with this router because it's got so much mass, and if I have a good grip on it, the chances of it getting away from me are pretty slim. Well, first you got to be plugged in here though. Right, that are all done with no chip out, which makes me very happy. This is what happens when your block that you use out here to balance your router doesn't stay in place. Lucky for me, it didn't cause any problems, but you can see the bite that bit took out of there when it got loosened and kicked it out of there. So, still got a little bit of burning to do, take care of in mainly in the corners. You know, when you slow down to get in those areas, why that's where that bit's going to spin and heat up. So I'll do a little sandpaper work on that, but essentially this door is done, except, you know, like I've been saying, I got to get it down to St. Louis and get it installed, and it really turned out nice. I am very happy with the way this worked out. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next project.